Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening, and welcome back to White Fortress Cybersecurity. Today's topic, we are going to continue with the networking basics, networking fundamentals. And if you guys got any questions, any doubts in the previous video lectures, let me know. I'm just opening your chats and everything. So that, and guys, if you get any doubts, any questions, good evening, Pavani. Welcome back to the channel. And guys, if you have any questions or anything, you can let me know. And do not forget to like the video. Let's start. So, we are going to talk about what is IP addressing today in very detail. So, last time I just told you how to manually give the IP addressing and how automatically our system gets IP address with the help of DHCP protocol. That is your dynamic host configuration protocol, right? And we also learned about the working of DHCP. So, we are going to dive in deeper into this IP addressing thing. We are going to talk about IPv4 addressing in detail. So here I'm gonna open my command prompt first of all. You have this thing in your system. Go to the start, type command prompt or CMD, then open it. Then here you will be able to see this kind of interface, and here you're gonna simply put the command ipconfig to check your IP address. Now in under the Wi-Fi, LAN Wi-Fi adapter, you will be able to see the IPv4 address of yours. This is your IP address 192.168.0.106. Now what you have to do is, now you're gonna simply go over here. Um, Here I'm gonna just copy my IP for the better understanding. Here, this is my IP for say. Okay, so your IPv4 has got 4 octets. It's divided in 4 octets. IPv4 means IP version 4, Internet Protocol version 4. So IPv4, it has got 4 octets, and I also told you that this IP version 4 is 32 bits. But why it is 32 bits, we are also going to see that today. Okay, 4 octets, this now each octet, you have got 4 octet, each octet is separated by a dot. And now I'm gonna just simply type over here the range of each and every octet. It ranges from 0 to 255. Each octet ranges from 0 to 255. And here also you can see that all these numbers 192.168.0.106, these are all in between this 0 and 255 numbering only. Okay, so if we write down these into your binary formatting, so if we talk about the number system, in number system we have got 0 to, sorry, I'm so sorry, binary numbers, we have got decimal numbers. There are also octal numbers, but those are not necessary at the moment. We have got hexadecimal numbers. So binary numbers are your zeros and ones. Bi means 2. So 0 and 1. In decimal numbers, dec means 10. It ranges from 0 to 9. And hex means 6, dec means 10. So 6 plus 10 is gonna be a 16. So 0 to 9 are those of your 10 numbers, and then we need six more because hex means six. So for that we have got A to F. So your binary numbers, binary is the language that is understood by a computer, right? And the decimal numbers range from 0 to 9. Hexadecimal numbers 0 to 9, A to F. Let me share this video to the ones who haven't joined yet. I'm just gonna send this to them real quick. Yeah, done. Okay. So our IPv4 address is written in the decimal numbers. Here you can see the numbers are only 1, 9, 2, 1, 6, 8. These are all what? These are all your decimal numbers. If we write down these numbers in binary, it will look something like 0101, stuff like that. So if I wanna convert 0 into binary, I can write it as 8 times 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Doesn't matter 1 times 0, 8 times 0. 0 is gonna be 0 anyways. But if we talk about the 255, it is 1 times 8. Okay, so in binary 0, we can write it as 8 times 0, and 255, we can write it as 8 times 1. So each octet ranges from 0 to 255, and if we converted them into the binary, here we are. And now if we have to make multiple combinations like in between these 0 to 255, there are simply they are going to be like 00001, 00010, then here 100, then here 1000, something like that, right? It's gonna just keep on changing, making different kind of combinations, and ultimately making multiple numbers, multiple decimal numbers. So because these ranges, each octet ranges from 0 to 25, and in binary it is 8 times 0 to 8 times 1, that's why this is 8 bits. Okay, this is the reason why each octet is your 8 bits. Now we have got overall total 4 octets. So 8 into 4 is gonna be your 32 bits. So that's why it is what? It is your 32 bits IP address. Your IPv4 is of 32 bits because of this reason only. And now we are going to talk about the classes of IPv4. In IPv4, you can say we have got class A, we have got class B, we have got class C, class D, class E. 5 classes are there. Class A, B, C, D, E. Why they are divided into these several numeral classes, that reason will come in the later word we lecture. So here it is divided into 5 parts for the better utility. So these are your classes. Then here I'm gonna put the first octet range. Okay, first octet range. So each octet can range from 0 to 255. So in class A, it starts with 0. The first octet should be starting with 0 to 127. It's gonna fall under the class A. If we talk about class B, it's gonna be like 128 to 191. And if we talk about class C, then this range from 192 to 223, and about class D 2 to 4 to 239, and class E 240 to 255. Okay, so I told you every octet ranges from 0 to 255. Now we divided so many IP addresses into 5 classes. Why these are divided into 5 classes? We'll find out in a while. Okay, so there is one more thing over here that is called your subnet mask. Now, what is the subnet mask? Let's write down the subnet mask first of all. You need to remember this table no matter what. Okay, this is the only table that's going to help you throughout your CCNA course or your CEH course, Certified Ethical Hacker course. So, no matter what you're doing, you should know about this table. So, here, this is your class A. Subnet mask is 255.0.0.0.0. Class B subnet mask is 255.0.0.0.0, and class C IP address 255.255.255.0. Okay, and your class for class D and class E, it is not applicable. So let's talk about class A first of all. So if I'm gonna ask you for an example, that give me an example of class A IP address. So what should be the properties of a class A IP address? It should start, the first octet should have the number between 0 to 127. Like for example, 10. 10 falls under 0. 10 is between 0 and 127. So I'm just taking an example IP of class A, like for example 10.10.10.10 for sec. Let's take this. Okay, this is an example IP of the class A. Here, these can range anything. Okay, here if I want to make it 110, if I want to make it 255, it can range anything. 255. Just this first octet should range between 0 to 127. Now, subnet mask. Now let's see the what is subnet mask for a while. Let's get to that thing. In subnet mask, your 255, no matter in class A, B, or C, represents the network portion. In class, oh, sorry, in and your 0 represent the host portion. What are these network portion and host portion? We are getting to that. Okay, let's take a few more examples of IP addressing before that. Let's take class B example. So let's take an example. It should range, the IP should range between 128 to 191. Right. So here I'm gonna put over here 191, oh, sorry, 128 for say dot. Anything I can write after this 50, 70, 90, anything, whatever I want to put after this. Right, just first octet should be in between 128 to 191. Now I'm going to take class C IP example. Here, uh, this is the range is 192 to 223. So I'm going to take my IP address for now, 192.168.1 dot anything 36 I can put over here. So it's just an example. Okay, now let's start with a few more terms, like what's gonna be the subnet mask for this one. For this is a class C IP address. How do we know? Because of the range, we know this is a class C IP address, range of first octet. Now what is gonna be the subnet mask for this? It's gonna be 255.255.255.0. So I told you 255 represent the network portion, and your 0 represent the host portion. So if we talk about the network address, we need to find about the network address of this particular IP. Very good evening, Luisi. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. So I'm gonna find out the network address of this particular IP. Okay, this particular IP. How do we do that? We need subnet mask for that. So it says that this is the network portion. Means of this IP, we are gonna keep these 3 octets as it is. In the network address, these 3 octets will stay as it is because in the subnet mask, these 3 octets have got 255, which basically represents your network portion. Now, what about the last octet? On the last octet, it's gonna be 0 because it represents the host portion. Now, there is one more term, broadcast address. What about the broadcast address? It's same as the network address, but instead of 0 over here in the at the host portion, it's gonna be 255 instead of 0 this time. So the IP is gonna be same again, 192.168 and dot 1.255. Okay, so this is going to be your broadcast address. So first IP of the network is your network address, and the last IP of the network is your broadcast address. Now, what about the host? Means, what do I mean by host is that on this particular network, there can be so many systems that can sit upon this network. Like, what will be the host IP addresses? They'll go like 192.168.1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.36, right? And ultimately, the last host IP is gonna be 192.168.1.254. Okay, so this was the class C. Why do we know? Because we need to remember this table. We need to remember this table range and the subnet mask. You only need to remember at least this much. Or the complete table you need to remember. It will be very useful for you in the future. When we are attacking upon the networks and we do not know what is network address, what is broadcast address, and how will it work, right? It's not possible. So for that, you need to know these few terms. So we took an example IP. Here's the subnet mask of that IP, and then network address is gonna be 192.168.1.0 because 3 octets represent the network portion. So it's gonna be these 3 octets will remain same and the last octet will become 0. In the broadcast address, the 3 octets will again stay same because of the subnet mask, but the last octet will become 255. This is your first IP address of the network, which is also called your network address, and this is the last IP address of your network, which is also known as the broadcast address. It is used for broadcasting on the entire network. And your host IP hosts. So there can be 1 to 254 IP addresses. So overall, there can be 254 hosts that can sit upon this particular network. I hope this thing is clear to you guys. If it is still not clear, just let me know in the chat. And you can also tell me in the comments if you're not watching the live video lecture. And also, if you need mentorship, in the description, there's the number. You can contact me on that. Okay, so this was a class C subnet mask, network address, everything is done. So how many hosts can set? Number of hosts equal to, there is also a formula for that. The formula is 2 to the power network bits. Wait a second. Okay, let's find out a little bit more things. Network bits, host bits. Now, what are these network bits and host bits? So, network bit here. These 3 octet represent the Network portion. So how many bits? Each octet is of your 8 bits. So total is gonna be 8 into 3, that is total 24 bits, right? Three portions are representing the network portion, and one is representing the one last portion is representing your host portion. So network bits are gonna be 3 into 8, that is equal to 24 bits. And host bits, how many host bits? Only one octet is there for the host portion. So 1 into 8, that is of course your 8 bits, is gonna be your host portion. Host bits, network bits, host bits. Now, how many hosts can sit upon a single network of class C? Total number of hosts. So for that, we have 2 to the power, a simple formula, 2 to the power host bits minus 2 equal to, why minus 2? Minus 2 is for your deducting the broadcast address and the network address. 2 to the power host bits minus 2. So 2 to the power 8. Here you can see 8, right? And minus 2 equal to 256. 256 minus 2. 2 to the power 8 is 256 minus 2 equal to 254. So these many IP addresses, these many hosts can sit upon a single network. This is the network address 192.168.1.0 on the single network. Okay, I hope these are clear to you. If these are not clear to you, just let me know in the chat. And what else I had to tell? Okay, so these IPs are sufficient for small networks. Small networks of small office or home networks. Small networks like small office and home networks. So class C IP addresses are sufficient for your small networks. Now let's talk about class B. Okay, there is a question for you guys. What's the question? The question is that you have got this another IP address, one, like let's take one 200. 200.50.60.780, let's say. Okay, so this is your example IP, and I want you to tell me what is the network address of this, broadcast address, and total number of hosts. So this is your question for today. This is an example IP, and what is the network address, broadcast address, and total number of hosts that can sit upon this particular network. Now, let's come to the class B. So, class B, we are going to start with the subnet mask again. So, subnet mask for class B is 255.255.0.0. So, yeah, let's begin with the network address again. And we have got this example IP. Again, two IP these two octets represent the network portion. So these two octets are gonna be the same, and here these two octets, here we'll have to put the 0 because this is the network address, the first address. Now broadcast address here, this is gonna be the last IP address. So here 128 dot, now instead of these zeros it's gonna become 255.255. Okay, last IP. So it ranges from 0 to 255. So here instead of zeros we are gonna put 255. This is your broadcast address of this particular IP. Guys, if you get any questions, any doubts, just let me know, okay? I'll be happy to help you guys with all your doubts, all your worries and questions. Subnet mask, network address. Now, let's talk about host. Number of hosts. And of course, before that, we need network bits, host bits. So, how many network bits? These two octets represent network portion. So, total it's gonna be 2 into 8 because each octet is of 8 bits. 2, 16 bits, my num log. 16 bits. Host bits, they are also going to be 16 because here also there are two octets representing the host portion. Two octets for the network portion, two octets for the host portion. So here also 16 bits. Now number of hosts, how many? Again, 2 to the power number of host bits, that is 16 minus 2. So it is something like 65,000 plus IP addresses. So many hosts on a single network can sit upon. So this class IP addressing is basically used for the larger companies. These IP addresses are used by the large companies. Next, Class A subnet mask is 255.0.0.0. This thing you have to remember, there is no other option you got. And guys, do not forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you got any doubts, any questions, you can let me know in the comments. Next is your broadcast network address and broadcast address. Network address, broadcast address, network bits, host bits, and number of hosts. So if we talk about network address, here this octet is going to be the same because there is only one octet in the subnet mask that contains 255, which represent the network portion. So here network portion is going to be the same 10 dot, and rest will become 0.0.0.0 because these are host portion. Now talking about the broadcast address, that is going to be the last address of this network address. So again 10 dot, then 255.255.255. Next, network bits. Here you can see this is the only network portion. So one octet has got 8 bits, and these 3 octet represent the host bits. So here we are going to put 24 bits. Now total number of hosts. How many total number of hosts there will be? 2 to the power host bits. Here you can see 24. 2 to the power 24. It's going to be a lot, right? So here minus 2 equal to, it's going to be something 16 million plus IP addresses. Now these 60 million IPs, of course we cannot use 16 million IPs at once. Then who uses it? Your internet service provider uses it. Okay, I hope I'm making it clear for you guys. And if you got any questions, any doubts, just let me know. Yes, very good, Louise. Yes, yes, definitely. So here's the another question for you guys. Um, okay, just do not forget to answer this question as well. This was for the class C. Now let's take one more question for class A IP. We have got an example IP, something like 20.30.40.50 for say. Okay, here is the IP, and here again you need to tell the subnet mask of this, then the network address, broadcast address, and number of hosts. Okay, I want the exact numbers. Also, another question, I'm giving you an IP something like this. Okay, this is an IP. So I want you to tell that is this a correct IP? And if this is a correct IP, what is going to be the network address and the broadcast address for this? Okay, this is my small question with you guys. These 3 questions I've asked you today for the class A, this IP, and for a class C IP address. Okay, so these questions I want them in the comments or in the chat at the moment. Okay, just take your time to solve these. You can also do that after the class and let me know in the comments. Okay, so it's all that I have already taught about the classes of IP. Class A used, and this is used by big companies or internet service providers, mostly by internet service providers only. Classes and class B by the medium sized networks or large companies use these class B IP addresses. Class C IP addresses, small networks, small home, small business, small home or office networks use these IPs. Now, what about the Class D and Class E IP addresses? Class D IP addresses are reserved for multicasting. They are not for regular host assignment. Last question is not valid. 0 to 255 is valid. So you are saying that this question is not valid because the octet should range from 0 to 255. Yes, you're correct, Louise. You're really correct. Okay, great, guys. Uh, let's continue. So, class B is reserved for multicasting purposes, and class E IPs are reserved for experimental and research purposes. So, what IPs are used regularly? Those are just class A, B, and C IPs. Class D and Class E IPs are reserved for others purposes. Okay. Then these are some I've already, and this is the table. Just take the screenshot, okay, of this page. You need to remember this table. Okay, you cannot do anything about that. You do not have any trick. You just need to remember this table. Okay, so it's saying IP ranges. So I told you 0 to 127. So first IP of class A is gonna be like 0.0.0.0, and the last IP is gonna be like 127.255.255.255. Why 255 so many? Because it ranges from 0 to 255 only, right? Then in the class B, first IP is gonna be like 128.0.0.0, and the last IP is gonna be like 191 dot 255, not this one, okay? This is wrong. It should be 255.255.255 only. Then class C 192.0.0.02, 223.255.255.255. Then class D 224.0.0.0 to 239.255.255.255. And ultimately your class E 240 0.0.0.0 to 255.255.255. This is the first and the last IP of the entire class A. This is not a single network. We already talked about the single networks over here. These are the single networks. This 10.0.0.0 is a single network, right? Now let's talk about a few special IP addresses as well. Now, what are these special IP addresses? And guys, so many people are watching. Do not forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so that you can contact with us, so you can stay connected with us. And the number is already in the description. You can ask me if you get any doubts, any questions related to any topic. Or if you need mentorship for that, also you can contact us on the number that is given in the description below. So, now there are some very special IPs if we talk about, other than the normally used IPs. So, we have got some private IPs for class A, in class A, in class B, in class C. There are some private IPs available. So, this is the range of the IP addresses that are private IP addresses. Why these are called private IPs? Because these are used in the private networks rather than on the internet. Okay. So, your internet service provider will not be using these IPs to connect with the internet, or to direct. It's just used for connecting on the local area network. Here also you can see it's used in LANs, local area networks. So what is the IP? What is the class A range? It starts with 10.0.0.0 to 10.255.255.255. Class B 172.16.0.0 to 172.31.255.255, and class C 192.168.0.0 to 192.168.255.255. I hope this is clear to you guys. If you get any questions, let me know. Then we have got loopback address. Now, what is this loopback address? This address is used for pinging your own system. If you're testing your own device, it is the IP in device. Okay, how do I know? Okay, let's just, I'm gonna log in to this. Here, I'm just checking the IP address of my Kali Linux by the command ifconfig. This is the command. Okay, here you can see that we have got this IP on the interface Ethernet 0. This is Ethernet 0, which is actually connecting you with your, what do we call it? Uh, your Windows. Okay, so this is the IP 192.168.0.114. Now, this is the local IP address 127.0.0.1. So this IP address is a loopback address. Like for example, if we run a loopback test, so on our voices, so what happens? It gives us our own voice back. It's used for testing the own network or own device, you can say. Okay, within this Kali only. This IP can be used for this Kali only. It will work. This is a local host IP. Now, there are so many more like APIPA. We already talked about automatic private IP addressing when there is no DHCP server available. Guys, there are not even 5 likes today. So, I just need one more like at least. Do like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now we got this has got another range 169.254.0.0, and here also 169.254.255.255. When the DHCP fails to assign the IP address, then this APIPA comes in play. Right? We already talked about all that in the last video lecture. You can check that out. And there is one more thing. DHCP works on the application layer of OSI model. In the upcoming lecture, this is a very important topic, OSI model, and its port number is 67 and 68. And thank you for the 5 likes. And I know I'm going to get more in the future, but thank you so much for this one. Okay, now let's talk about the IP addresses, types of IP addresses. So, there are 4 types of IP addresses: public, private, static, and dynamic IP. So here also you can see public IP is basically that connects you with the internet. So if I'm gonna talk about what is my public IP, so this when I do this IP config, this is my private IP. This IP is assigned by the router to me. This is free of cost, but what we are paying for is our public IP that helps in connecting us to the internet. So, what is my IP? I'm going to simply type over here, what is my IP? Hit enter. And here I go to what is my IP. Thank you so much, guys, for 7 likes. Okay, this IP is my public is the cities, Delhi, region, Delhi, India, Delhi. Okay, so if I use VPN, but if I'm gonna use VPN, then it will change my IP address. Okay, we'll come to the VPN part in the next module. So, public IPs are the IPs that connect you to the internet. Private IPs are the IP that is given by your router to your system. Static IP is the IP that is static, means it cannot be changed. Dynamic IP means it can change. Time to time, it can definitely change. Damn, the amount of likes raising from 4 to 10. Great. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay, so we have got private IP addresses. Like, for example, this IP I showed you. This is the public IP. So, public IP is basically provided by the internet service provider to your router. So, it can help you in connecting to the internet. And these so many devices that are under the router, you can see it. So the router gave IP address to these devices. Do not take this one. Okay, do not take 192.168.1.1. Why? Because this IP is actually your router's IP. The router has got not only one but 2 IP addresses. How do it got 2 IP addresses? It has got one IP address, that is public IP address, and another it has got is your private IP address. So here, if we check this thing again, here you can see default gateway. Default gateway 192.168.0.1. This is my router's uh, private IP. Okay. So router has got 2 IPs. So it's usually 0.1 or 1.1. Then other devices will be provided with the same network's IP 1.2, 1.3, 1.4 like this. So private IP are non-unique IPs. Why are these non-unique IPs? Because if we talk about, like for example, um I have this particular IP over here. Okay, this is my IP. It might, your system might also have the same IP address at the same time. Okay, why is that so? Because that is the IP which is provided by the router to you. It is non-unique. It can be used in the other private networks as well. It is not publicly registered and it is assigned by the router. It is free of cost and it is more secure. Why is it more secure? Because it is directly not connected with the internet. It is not on the internet. But if we talk about the public IP, it is a unique IP. So this is my public IP. This is a unique IP. No other router can have the same IP address. Then this is publicly registered on the internet. That's why it is directly helping us connect to the internet. And this is the only IP that we pay for to the internet service provider. So it is assigned by the internet service provider. It is not free, not secure. And guys, let me tell you one more thing. If you are Indians, so already there is a course out in the Hindi as well. So you can also check that if you're comfortable in Hindi language. We have already covered the CH course in Hindi as well. Next is your static IP address. So static and dynamic IP addresses, I already told you, it doesn't change. So this also is a kind of static IP address. So it is once provided by the internet service provider to me, this IP, and then only internet service provider can change it. But if we talk about this one, a dynamic IP address, it can change time to time. It can be changed literally anytime. Why? It depends on your router. There is a one thing called DHCP lease. Now, what is that DHCP lease? Let's see. I'm going to simply type another command in the command prompt ipconfig space slash all. Okay, here you can see something like this. Here, LAN Wi-Fi, you're gonna check this interface only. Then description, then the physical address. This is the MAC address of my system. DHCP is enabled, auto configuration is enabled, means it is getting the IP address automatically. Here is the IPv4 address, here is the IPv6 address. So I told you that the IPv6 address is your hexadecimal address. If I didn't tell you, let me tell you that the each digit can range from 0 to 9 and A to F. Okay, I already told you hexadecimal has got the digits ranging from 0 to uh, 9 and A2F. Okay, so here also you can see the same thing. Then IPv4 address, then the subnet mask here we can see, and here is one thing, that is your lease obtained, lease expires. What is this thing? I open my system and here is the some time limit my system gave, my router gave for the DHCP configuration. So here it gave the time of 2 hours. From 4:53, I opened my system at 4:53 and till 6:53 it is giving me an IP address for the 2 hours. It can range from 2 hours to 48 hours. It can be anything. It depends on your router completely. So it gave an lease of 2 hours to me. That means after this lease is completed, again DHCP working will begin. And guys, do not forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel and stay connected with us. So default gateway, here you can see default gateway is my router's IP and DHCP server is also same, right? DHCP server is same, default gateway is same. That is actually my router, right? Why is it called default gateway? Because it works like a gate, like a gateway between the public and the private network. Okay, that's it. Now, so it can change anytime. I showed you the DHCP lease, right? Now more secure. Now I want you to check your own DHCP lease and tell me how much hours it has got. Right? You need to. What is the command for checking the DHCP list? Simply type ipconfig/all, then you will be able to see over here. Okay, this is another thing. Just type this command into your systems real quick and tell me what is the DHCP lease of your system. How much time it will take to reset. 2 hours, 3 hours, 10 hours, or maybe 2 days, 5 days. It depends completely on the router working. Okay, so hello, Antra, sorry, An Antares. I don't know how to spell it, but welcome to the channel. So it is more secure. Your dynamic IP is more secure. Dynamic IP can change anytime. Here also, it might give me the same IP, this IP, or it might change the IP address. Okay, 1 day, 2 hours. Okay, Louise, that's great. So it can range up to 2 days, 3 days. It depends on the system. And it also depends on how long you keep your system on. So that might also depend. So the device designed by the dynamic IP address cannot be traced. So why they cannot be traced? Because the IP can change anytime. And it is used in other end devices. End devices are, what are your end devices? Your laptop, your mobile phone. I interesting in cybersecurity course. Hello, Samnang. Welcome to the channel. And if you're interested in a cybersecurity course, you can definitely watch it here, or you can contact us on the number that is given in the description. You can just text me on the WhatsApp if you need mentorship and the certification. We provide globally certified certification, ISO certified company. We are ISO certified company. So you can definitely contact us on the number that is given in the description below, and let us know if you have any doubts, any queries. For that also, you can contact us on the number given in the description. Thank you so much for your support, guys, and so many likes. I'm really happy about it. I've never got 17 likes till now, I think, in any video, or maybe I don't remember. Like in the live lecture only, I don't think I've got 17 likes during the lecture. After that, I might have got many. Thank you so much for so many likes, so much love. Thank you so much. Okay, so activity, this was your activity. What is the IP address of your device and your public IP? Do not type it in the chat or your comments. Okay, you just check it. How do you check your private and public IP addresses? I've already told you IP config for your private IP, and what is my IP for your public IP. So that's what you have to do. Ashish Kumar, ma'am, your way of teaching and interaction is just at par. Thank you so much, Ashish. Learn More 104. Hello, welcome to the channel, everyone. And really, thank you so much for so many likes. I'm really happy about that. Okay, we already discussed about the ports and the protocols. So I told you well-known port, your ports ranges from 0 to 65535. And I also gave you guys a homework that you need to remember at least 20 to 30. And if you do 50, that will be even greater. So what you have to do, you have to remember common protocols. Okay, I'm gonna tell you about this again. Common protocols, or let's make it 30. Okay, 30 common protocols with their port numbers and description. My location batao. Thank you, ma'am. No, I don't want to know your location. I don't want to tell your location. Ansh Gupta, thank you so much too. Should I give you my number? No, give me your IP address. That will be enough. Cyber Yoddha, hello. Welcome to the channel, everyone. Okay, so I already told you, like, this 80 is the port number. HTTP is your common service, right? And or you can call it your protocol as well. So this is basically your some common stuff. And there are ports in open, closed, and filtered state. We will be talking about that in the upcoming stuff as well. So a protocol is a set of rules or standards that govern how data is transmitted and received between the devices in the network. So when you access a website using a web browser, your computer might use HTTP protocol over port 80. So what it is used for accessing the website, right? So like these, you need to remember at least 30. I already told you about all that in the last video. Let's not go deeper into it today. We have already completed it. This is lecture 4. Where can I get the previous lectures, ma'am? You can get previous lectures in on the channel only. Like I will make the playlist as well and I'll share it to you. Okay, just give me a second. Let me make a playlist. I forgot to make one. I think, give me a second. And let me update the playlist link as well. Also, if you want the course in the Hindi, we have already covered everything. Okay, this is the playlist. This is the previous playlist of 49 video lectures, live classes, and here we covered the full course of CH in Hindi. So now we are going with the English. Yes, please, ma'am, do it. Yes, yes, just give me a minute. I'm creating a playlist. I'll add the description later. Uh, just a second. How to add it? Do I have to go to every video? Just give me a second. I'm adding all the videos to this one, and I'll make sure to do it in the future as well. I need to add a lot of things. Okay, it's done. And I'm sharing the playlist link as well. If you guys got any other doubt, let me know. CH English full playlist, CH Hindi full playlist. Okay. Okay, guys, you got any questions? Any doubts? Anything? Okay, let's check how much is left. There is only little bit is left, so let's complete with the MAC address thing. Then we'll continue tomorrow with the computer network. We have got different computer networks based on ownership, based on service and control, and based on geographical area. We will cover this thing tomorrow. Okay, so MAC address. So a MAC address is your media access control address. We already talked about the IP address. So IP address was basically your logical address. Why? Because it could be changed time to time and it was provided by your router. And it was not physically assigned to your system. What is physically assigned address? Your MAC address is your physically assigned. Why? Because when this system, this PC was manufactured, this laptop was manufactured, at that time, at the time of manufacturing, this MAC address was embedded onto the system. So just take it as like MAC address is just like your name might not change time to time, right? But your home address might change anytime. So if I want to simply send a post to you, so I have to write your name in it as well as I have to write the address, your home address in it. So a MAC address is your media access control address. It is a 12-digit hexadecimal number assigned to each device connected to the network, primarily specified as a unique identifier during device manufacturing. The MAC address is often found on a device network interface card. Okay, it is found when this device was manufactured. At the time of manufacturing, it was embedded on the network interface card. Network interface card is inputted into your expansion slot. In your system, there is an expansion slot, and where your NIC network interface card is fitted. So, a MAC address is required when trying to locate a device or performing diagnostic. So, both your IP address and MAC address are equally important to locate the device or when performing the diagnostic on a network device. It is also known as your physical address. Okay, now what is the MAC address of your device? How do you know what is the MAC address of your device? For that, you simply have to type over here get MAC. Hit enter. Why is it taking so much time? Here you can see this is the MAC address of my device. Okay. So like this, you can check the MAC address of your device as well. So activity, check the MAC address of your device. So I've told you to do a lots of things. I hope while watching the video, you will also try to perform the practical stuff as well. Okay. And thank you so much, guys, for so many likes. And do not forget to subscribe. If you get any doubts, any questions, you can let me know in the chat anytime. Ma'am, I am in final year. Karvit Panwar, welcome to the channel. Pursuing instrumentation engineering. Will this ethical hacking course help me in future? Definitely, you can do ethical hacking course whenever you want. Why are there five address, ma'am? Okay, why there are very good question, Anish. So these other addresses, this media disconnected is basically used for your Bluetooth. Okay, these other are because I have installed Linux in my system. I have got VMware, I have got virtual machines. So for that also, the system needs MAC addresses. But the main MAC address is this one. Okay. The first one is your main physical address, the main network interface address that is connecting you with the Wi-Fi, and rest are used for connecting you with the virtual machines. Like I have got a virtual box, I have got Kali in it, I have got Metasploit framework in it, I have got what do we call it? Windows 10 in my Linux. Here you can see now. Let me show it to you. Okay, here I've got three other, what do we call them, virtual machines. So for that it has got more MAC addresses. Okay, this is the main. This is for the Wi-Fi. Next one is for a Bluetooth, and others are for your virtual machines. Like if I have installed virtual machine, then definitely there will be. Guys, do not forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And thank you so much, guys. I think I almost hit the 2000 subscribers in a very short duration. Thank you so much for that. And guys, if you are interested in pursuing cybersecurity career, if you are interested in that, you can let me know. You can contact me on the number that is given in the description. If you need mentorship, if you need career guidance, you want resume review, I'm here for you for that. Okay, just a few more subscribers and then we'll hit 2000. Thank you so much for everything. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And we'll see you tomorrow. Not tomorrow, I'm so sorry. Monday to Friday, we have the live classes. So I'll see you on Monday now. Today is Friday. Tomorrow, I've got more classes. So I will not get enough time. So 6 to 10, we'll be again having classes. Like, of course, we are gonna just go with the classes Monday to Friday, every Monday to Friday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Thank you so much for your love and support. See you soon.